Have you ever been in a room, a cafe, or even scrolling through your day, and suddenly, you feel it? That mysterious gaze from an older woman. She doesn't say a word, but somehow you know she's watching you. Your heart speeds up. You wonder, is she actually flirting? Or am I just imagining it? And here's the truth most men don't realize. Older women flirt differently than younger women. Younger women often make it obvious: giggles, quick touches, playful texts. Older women? They've mastered subtlety. Their flirting is psychological warfare, brother. It's in how she looks, how she positions her body, the micro-expressions on her face, and even the way she controls the rhythm of conversation. Today, I'm going to expose the 10 hidden signs older women use when they flirt, so you'll never miss your chance again. By the end of this video, you'll understand female psychology on a level most men never reach in their entire lives. So take a breath, because what I'm about to reveal might completely change the way you see women forever. Sign 1. She holds eye contact longer than usual. Have you ever been at a cafe in London, maybe grabbing a latte at Starbucks, and suddenly noticed an older woman across the room locking eyes with you? At first you might think, oh, she just glanced my way. But here's the thing, most men miss women rarely hold eye contact without reason. Especially older women. This is where female psychology comes into play. Older women have more experience, more confidence, and more emotional control than younger women. When they look at you, they know what they're doing. It's deliberate. It's strategic. Psychologists call this prolonged gaze anchoring. Here's what it means. A normal glance lasts 0.8 to 1.2 seconds. But when a woman is interested, especially an older woman, her gaze typically lasts 2.5 to 4 seconds. She doesn't just look. She connects. Let me give you a real-life example. Imagine you're at a bookstore in New York City. You're browsing the psychology section, and you notice a woman in her mid-40s standing a few feet away. She glances at you, smiles faintly, and then here's the key: her eyes stay on you for an extra 3 seconds before she looks back at the shelf. That tiny moment carries a huge message. I see you. I noticed you, and I want you to notice me too. Older women are far less likely to play childish games than younger women. They're direct but in a subtle way. Now here's the psychological trick. When she holds eye contact longer than usual, your response shouldn't be to look away nervously or stare back aggressively. Instead, hold her gaze for just 1 second longer than she does, then gently smile and break eye contact first. Why? Because it triggers a subconscious chase response in her brain. Research from the University of Chicago shows that when someone breaks eye contact after signaling interest, the other person's brain releases dopamine. In simple words, she wants to know more about you. So, if an older woman keeps locking eyes with you at a cafe in Los Angeles, a networking event in London, or even a wine bar in Manchester, understand this. She's testing if you can handle her energy. But here's the catch: not all prolonged eye contact is flirting. How to confirm it's real interest? Does she look away and then look back? That's intentional. Does she pair her gaze with a slight smile? That's attraction. Does she touch her hair, neck, or jewelry while holding eye contact? That's next-level flirting. Older women are masters at silent communication. Their eyes speak before their lips do. And here's the golden rule, brother. When her eyes hold the secret, her body confirms the truth. Sign 2. She finds subtle ways to touch you. Let's talk about one of the most powerful flirting signals. Older women give physical touch. This isn't about obvious gestures. In fact, it's never random. Older women use touch like a psychological weapon, intentional, controlled, and deeply strategic. Picture this. You're at a rooftop bar in Chicago, having a casual conversation with a group of friends. Suddenly, a stunning woman in her late 40s joins the circle. Within minutes, she accidentally brushes her hand against yours while laughing at a joke. Seems innocent, right? Wrong. That one small moment can change the entire emotional dynamic. Here's the psychology behind it. Human skin has over 5 million sensory nerve endings. When someone you find attractive touches you even slightly, your brain releases oxytocin, also known as the bonding hormone. Older women know this instinctively. They've spent years observing male reactions, and they understand how touch bypasses logic and dives straight into emotion. But here's the secret most men overlook. The location, timing, and duration of her touch determine her level of interest. Types of flirtatious touches older women use: light arm brush, testing comfort levels; hand-on-hand contact, signaling deeper connection. Playful shoulder tap, creating tension and chemistry. Lower back touch, reserved for high attraction. For example, if you're at a networking event in San Francisco and an older woman gently places her hand on your forearm while making a point, that's not just casual communication. That's deliberate physical anchoring. And here's where it gets even more interesting. Studies from Harvard University found that when a woman touches you during a conversation, your brain associates positive emotions with her presence. In other words, the more she touches you, the more your subconscious starts craving her attention. Now let's talk about subtlety. Older women rarely initiate full-blown intimacy right away. Instead, they leave breadcrumbs, small, strategic touches that build anticipation. For example, she adjusts your tie at a formal dinner in London. Her feel like you get her without saying a word. However, be careful. There's a fine line between being receptive and being too eager. Older women are incredibly skilled at sensing desperation, and nothing kills attraction faster than overstepping boundaries. Remember this: her touch is the invitation. Your response is the dance. When an older woman uses subtle physical contact, she's testing your awareness, confidence, and control. If you pass that test, the connection deepens effortlessly. Sign 3. She compliments you in unexpected ways. Imagine this. You're standing at a small art exhibition in London, sipping on a glass of white wine. Out of nowhere, an elegant woman in her early 50s walks up beside you, looks at your watch and says, "That's a very unique choice. I like a man who notices the little details." She smiles briefly and then walks away. At first, you might think it's just polite conversation, but here's the thing about older women: their compliments are never random. Every word is chosen with precision. Younger women often compliment obvious things. "Nice haircut. Cool shoes. Love your shirt." Older women, completely different game. They compliment in a way that targets your identity, not just your appearance. It's not "you look handsome," it's "I like how confident you seem when you speak." Not many men notice details the way you do. You've got an interesting energy about you. Why? Because older women understand male psychology better than most men understand themselves. Here's the psychological insight. When a compliment is unpredictable, your brain releases dopamine, the feel-good neurotransmitter. It makes you curious about why she said it, and more importantly, what else she thinks about you. Take another example. You're at a business networking event in New York City. An attractive woman in her late 40s is chatting with you about a recent project. She pauses, tilts her head slightly, and says, "You have a very calming voice. Do you know that?" She doesn't over-explain it. She doesn't linger. She drops the compliment like a breadcrumb and lets you chase it mentally. Older women use subtle compliments strategically, to signal attraction without being obvious, to test how confidently you receive it, to create an emotional hook that keeps you thinking about her. Now here's where most men fail. Instead of accepting the compliment gracefully, they either downplay it, "Oh no, not really," or overcompensate, "Thanks, I get that a lot." Both are mistakes. The correct move? Hold eye contact, smile slightly, and say, "Thank you. I appreciate that." Simple, confident, controlled. Older women love this because it signals emotional maturity, something they are naturally drawn to. But here's a key tip. Older women don't always compliment directly. Sometimes they do it disguised as curiosity. "You seem like someone who travels a lot, do you? You've got a unique style. Where's that from? You look like a man who reads. Am I right?" All these are veiled compliments. She's not just being polite, she's sending you a signal. Psychologists at Stanford University discovered that when people receive compliments related to their character rather than their appearance, they subconsciously form a deeper emotional bond with the person giving the compliment. So next time you're at a cafe in Los Angeles and an older woman tells you, "I like the way you think," don't dismiss it. She's not just being nice, she's planting the seed of connection. And here's the golden rule. An older woman's compliment isn't about what she sees it's about what she wants you to notice about yourself. Sign 4. She uses playful teasing to create chemistry. If there's one flirting technique older women have mastered, it's playful teasing. And here's the thing, it's never random. Let's set the scene. You're at a rooftop cocktail bar in San Francisco. There's a soft jazz band playing, and you're chatting with a few colleagues. Suddenly, an elegant woman in her late 40s joins your group. Within minutes, she looks at your drink, smirks, and says, "A martini?" Classic choice. You definitely look like the type who enjoys the finer things in life. You laugh it off thinking she's just being polite. But here's the reality, she's testing you. Older women use teasing as a way to measure your confidence. It's a subtle psychological probe. Do you get defensive? Do you laugh it off? Do you play along? If you pass the test, you've just unlocked a hidden doorway into deeper attraction. Here's why teasing is such a powerful flirting tool. 1. It builds instant chemistry. When someone teases you lightly, your brain interprets it as social playfulness, a signal of comfort and familiarity. Older women know this instinctively, and they use it to create a connection that feels natural and effortless. 2. It creates emotional tension. Flirting isn't about saying everything directly, it's about creating a push and pull dynamic. Teasing sparks curiosity. It makes you wonder what she really thinks. For example, an older woman at a business conference in Chicago might say, "You seem like the type who always has a plan, but I bet you secretly enjoy breaking the rules." See what happened there? It's playful, but it plants a challenge, and that challenge creates magnetic tension. 3. It separates you from other men. Older women meet a lot of men who are either too serious or too passive. By teasing you, she's checking if you can handle her energy. If you respond well with humor, charm, and confidence, you stand out immediately. Here's a pro tip. When she teases you, mirror her energy. If she says, "I bet you're the kind of guy who never asks for directions," you can smile and reply. Research from the University of California shows that humor and playful teasing trigger the release of endorphins, the brain's happy chemicals. Translation: she'll feel good when she's around you, even if she doesn't consciously realize why. But here's where most men fail. They mistake teasing for mocking. Never fire back with harsh jokes or sarcasm, it kills the vibe instantly. Keep your tone light, warm, and charming. One more real-world example. You're at a wine tasting event in Boston. An older woman swirls her glass, looks at yours, and says, "Pinot Noir? Risky choice. You strike me as more of a bold Cabernet guy." That's your moment to lean in and say with a slight smile, "Maybe I like keeping people guessing." Boom, chemistry established. Older women use teasing to test your wit, your confidence, and your ability to stay grounded. Pass that test and you're already halfway into her world. And remember this, playful teasing isn't rejection, it's an invitation to dance with her energy. Sign 5, she maintains longer eye contact. Picture this. You're at a cozy cafe in Manchester on a rainy afternoon, reading a book. Across the room, an elegant woman in her early 50s glances your way. At first you assume it's nothing, but then it happens again. And this time her gaze lingers. Older women know the power of eye contact better than anyone else. It's one of their most powerful flirting tools because it bypasses words and connects straight to emotion. Unlike younger women who might look away quickly, an older woman holds her gaze for just a fraction longer. It's deliberate, intentional. Why? Because she wants you to notice her noticing you. Psychologists at Harvard University found that prolonged eye contact activates the brain's mirror neurons, creating a sense of intimacy even between strangers. It makes you feel like you already share a connection. Imagine attending a wine tasting event in Los Angeles. You're sampling a glass when an older woman standing nearby locks eyes with you, smiles faintly, and looks away slowly. That's not random, that's a signal. Here's what to watch for. If her eye contact happens repeatedly, it's intentional. If she pairs it with a slight smile or raised eyebrow, she's inviting curiosity. If she looks at you, then away, then back again, she's testing your confidence. Your response? Meet her energy. Hold her gaze for a moment, give a subtle smile, and then continue what you're doing. Older women respect a man who can handle silent chemistry without rushing. Sign 6. She finds subtle reasons to touch you. You're at a rooftop networking event in Chicago, chatting with a group of people. Suddenly, an attractive woman in her late 40s lightly touches your arm while laughing at your joke. That brief touch, it wasn't accidental. Older women use subtle physical contact as a way to create instant familiarity without crossing boundaries. Examples include lightly touching your hand while handing you a drink, a playful tap on the shoulder while teasing you, brushing past you gently when walking by. Research from the University of Oxford shows that physical touch releases oxytocin, the bonding hormone, which instantly increases trust and emotional closeness. But here's the secret: older women don't overdo it. A single, well-timed touch speaks louder than 1,000 words. For example, at a gallery opening in New York City, she might rest her hand on your arm while saying, "You have great taste in art." I can tell. That's not just a compliment, it's an invitation. Your best move? Stay relaxed. Don't pull away. Smile naturally and keep the conversation flowing. Confidence in these moments sets you apart instantly. Sign 7. She engages you in deeper conversations. Unlike younger women who often stick to surface-level small talk, older women flirt by creating intellectual intimacy. Imagine you're at a cozy bookstore cafe in Boston. You pick up a book on philosophy, and an elegant woman beside you smiles and says, "That's a bold choice. Do you enjoy Stoicism?" Before you know it, she's asking about your views on Marcus Aurelius and sharing her thoughts on self-discipline. This isn't casual, it's intentional attraction through conversation. Older women know that deeper conversations build stronger connections. They use open-ended questions to keep you talking. What motivates you the most in life? Do you think happiness comes from freedom or stability? Have you ever made a decision that completely changed your direction? This approach works because it activates a psychological phenomenon called emotional imprinting. Your brain links positive feelings with her presence. At a charity gala in San Francisco, she might ask about your personal goals, subtly weaving emotional depth into a casual chat. Your job here? Match her energy. Be open, share your perspective, and keep the dialogue engaging. The more authentic and thoughtful your response is, the more attractive you become in her eyes. Sign 8. She mirrors your body language. One of the most hidden flirting techniques older women use is subtle mirroring, copying your body language to create unconscious rapport. Imagine you're at a jazz lounge in Seattle, sipping an old-fashioned. You lean back slightly in your chair, and moments later, the elegant woman across from you does the same. She's not mocking you, she's syncing with your energy. Psychologists at Princeton University discovered that mirroring triggers the brain's social glue effect, making two people feel more connected without saying a word. Older women are masters at using this unconsciously to build chemistry. Signs she's mirroring you. You lean forward and she does too. You cross your legs and a moment later she mirrors it. You take a sip of your drink and she follows suit. This isn't coincidence, it's her way of aligning herself with you emotionally. For example, at a high-end business seminar in London, she might subtly match your posture while maintaining soft eye contact. Your best move? Test it gently. Change your gesture slightly, adjust your collar, sip your drink and see if she mirrors you again. If she does, that's a clear green light. Mirroring builds instant familiarity, making her feel like you're on the same wavelength even if you've just met. Sign 9. She compliments you in a unique way. You're at a rooftop bar in Los Angeles enjoying the city lights when a graceful woman in her late 40s approaches the counter near you. As you order your drink, she turns, smiles, and says, "That's an interesting choice. I like a man who knows what he wants." That's not a generic compliment. It's personal. It's designed to make you feel seen. Older women flirt differently. They rarely say something obvious like, "You look handsome." Instead, they give specific targeted compliments that hit deeper. For example, "You have a very calm energy." It's rare these days. "I noticed you always listen before you speak." That's attractive. "You seem like someone who doesn't follow the crowd." These compliments stand out because they focus on traits, not appearance. They're designed to make you feel understood rather than just admired. At a networking event in New York City, imagine an older woman notices you helping a waiter who dropped something. She leans in and says softly, "Most people wouldn't even bother." That says a lot about your character. That one line immediately builds a psychological bond because it signals she sees beyond the surface. Why do older women use this technique? Because they know that genuine compliments create emotional resonance. It's about making you feel special, not just noticed. Here's what you need to remember. Generic compliments, no politeness. Specific compliments, swagger interest. When she compliments your character, choices, or energy, she's showing you she's paying attention. Your response? Don't overplay it. Smile, thank her warmly, and give a light compliment back, but keep it natural. For example, I could say the same about your taste in wine. Seems like you know quality when you see it. A well-timed response like this keeps the flirtatious tension alive without making it obvious. Sign 10. She makes playful, subtle teases. Imagine this. You're at a coffee shop in San Francisco, laptop open, working on a project. A stylish woman in her early 50s notices you struggling to connect to the Wi-Fi and says with a cheeky smile, "Tech genius, huh? Should I call the help desk for you?" That's playful teasing, and it's one of the most powerful flirting signals older women use. Unlike younger women who might tease in a random or careless way, older women are calculated. Their teasing is gentle, elegant, and always leaves room for banter. Examples include, "Oh, so you're one of those men who pretends to like jazz just to sound sophisticated? Don't tell me you're one of those guys who actually reads every philosophy book they buy. I can tell you practice your confident smile in the mirror. Don't deny it." This technique works because it triggers what psychologists call the playful provocation. Response teasing creates light tension, which in turn builds attraction. At a wine tasting event in London, for example, she might taste a glass you just picked and tease. Bold choice. I'd say adventurous or reckless. Which one are you? Here's the trick. Teasing allows her to test your confidence. If you get defensive, attraction dies instantly. But if you play along smoothly, she knows you can match her energy. Your ideal response? Lean into the game. Keep it light, fun, and slightly mysterious. Reckless, obviously. How else would I end up talking to the most intriguing woman here? Older women love a man who can banter without losing composure. It signals emotional intelligence, self-assurance, and charm, all high-value traits. So the next time an older woman teases you, don't overthink it. Smile, stay playful, and keep the conversation flowing. The goal isn't to win, it's to keep the spark alive. Conclusion. Brother, now you know the truth. Older women are masters of psychological flirting. It's not random. It's deliberate. Every glance, every pause, every tease is designed to create tension, curiosity, and connection. But here's the thing most men miss. If you can spot these signs and respond with calm, stoic confidence, you instantly separate yourself from the crowd. Because in the world of attraction, awareness is power. So next time you notice lingering eye contact, a lowered voice, or that subtle, playful tease, you'll know exactly what's happening. With that said, thanks for watching. And until next time, stay sharp, stay stoic, and always read between the lines.